everyone, I'm Gemma from Concrete Gems Crochet, and today I'm going to show you how to make some little tiny mistletoe, about this big, to hang on your Christmas tree, or as I am using it for the Woodland Advent Calendar crochet pattern. So this is being run as a crochet along right now, and I would love you to come join. And it features a wall hanging of a Christmas tree in a forest with 24 individual little little hanging decorations to go on it, which is what we're making now. So for the mistletoe, you're going to need two colours, a red and a green. I use Scheepjes Catona in rust, which is 388, and sage green, which is 212. Now this is 100% mercerized cotton, and you get 50 grams and 125 meters. You'll also need a 2.5mm crochet hook, scissors, needle, and maybe stitch markers, but possibly not really. So let's get started. First, we're going to make the leaves. So we need to make 2 leaves, and we need to make 2 berries for this pattern. I use US crochet terms here, so if you're using UK, be sure to familiarise yourself with that and make sure you're making the right thing. Okay, so we're going to start with a chain 9. So we're going to put a slip knot on our hook, and we're going to chain 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch into the second and the third chain from the hook. Now I like to work in the back bumps, but actually for this pattern it's probably better not to, because we're going to work down both sides. So I'm going to just go into that first loop there, which is the second chain from the hook, and then I've done a single crochet. We're supposed to be doing a slip stitch into the second and the third chain from the hook. Okay, so then we're going to do a single crochet into the next 2 chains, like so. Hopefully you can see it's a bit fiddly. There we go, single crochet in the next 2 chains. Then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 2 chains. That's a UK half treble. So yarn over, insert into the chain, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through all 3 for a half double crochet. Then we want a double crochet in the next chain. Okay. And then we're going to do 3 single crochets in the last chain. Okay. 1, 2, and you can crochet over your end as well. 3. Okay, and you see we kind of automatically are turning around the top as well there. So we're going to turn, and we're going to work back down the other side of this chain now with a double crochet in the next one, a half double crochet in the next 2, so half, and then another half. You see I'm working into those loops on the other side of the chain. A single crochet in the next one, and then a slip stitch in the last 3. Okay, so that's slightly different from the other side. So slip stitch in that one, a slip stitch in the next one, and a slip stitch in the last one. And then we're going to slip stitch into that first stitch just to join it up at the end. And that is our first mistletoe leaf, and you can see where we've done the extra slip stitch on one side. It just makes it curve slightly round and look like a mistletoe. Okay, so you need to fasten that off. You can use your ends to sew them together in a moment, so I would just leave that for now and go ahead and make your second leaf, and then I'll show you how to make the berries. Okay, so I've got my 2 leaves now, and we'll make the berries next. So we're using the rust colour, and we're making a magic circle. So wrap your yarn around your fingers and make it cross over. Then grab the yarn through the middle of the loop and chain 1 to secure. Okay, so we're going to make 4 single crochets into the magic ring. 1, 2, so we just put our hook into the ring, grab the yarn and pull it through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, there we go, 4, and then we are going to slip stitch into that first stitch to join, which is always really tricky to get into, especially when I'm filming. I feel like I can't get my head close enough to get in. Right, get my hooks in that way. You've probably seen me fiddling with this with other ones as well if you're doing the advent calendar. Oh dear. Right, there we go. There we go. So slip stitch to join. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to fasten that off, and we're going to tighten that end so it's into a ball shape. So you want to make sure that the stitches are on the outside and the yarn end is in the middle, and you can even stuff this yarn end inside to make it more bally. Okay, so go ahead and make another one of those and weave in one of the ends, leave one of the ends free for sewing, and then we'll sew it all together. Okay, so I've got my 2 berries and my 2 leaves now, and we're going to sew them together. So what we're going to do is thread the needle, and we're going to sew the leaves together at their narrowest points. So they're going to go like that, kind of crossed over. Can you see that? So one on top of the other, so you just sew through and just stitch it together a couple of times like that, and then weave in those ends. And then for the berries, just like that. Then the berries are just going to be sewed on to the where the join is, so sew them on the top like so. I mean, you could actually make the berries in white as well. Are mistletoe berries normally white? Oh, well, we've done them red now. So just sew them through like that and then weave in the ends. And that is just about it. Obviously, if you're making the advent calendar, you'll need to add a hanger. You can use the same yarn that you've used already, or you can use some twine. I can't sew this on my needle. And all the patterns for the crochet along are listed below in the description, so you should be able to find what you're looking for there. And I just want to sew this last berry on so I can show you, but I literally cannot thread my needle at all. Crikey. I can usually get it through just like that. Not today, sir, not today. Somebody said on a YouTube video, how do you sew a needle so easily? And the answer is I can't, just can't do it today. Let's snip it off. Maybe we'll just cut all of this out the video. There we go, I've done it now. So we just sew that last berry on, and then I can show you what it looks like. Goodness me. It's really tough to get through as well. Making a pigtail of it. There we go. And there is your final mistletoe. Doesn't it look cute? So thank you very much for watching. I hope you join me again for another tutorial. Hope you'll join me for the crochet along if it's the right time, if it's still October or November. Otherwise, make a cute little mistletoe decoration. Use it as a plique or a hanging decoration, or stick it on a card, whatever you like. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another tutorial from Concrete Gems Crochet. Bye for now.